Negotiable Instruments Act, Section 17, Ambiguous Instruments. Section 17 of the Negotiable Instruments Act, 1881 deals with ambiguous instruments by addressing situations where, due to the form or wording of an instrument, it is unclear whether it should legally be treated as a promissory note or a bill of exchange. 1. Meaning of ambiguous instrument. An instrument is said to be ambiguous when its wording or structure permits it to be interpreted either as a promissory note or as a bill of exchange, thereby creating uncertainty regarding its legal character. Section 17 resolves this uncertainty by granting the holder the right to elect how the instrument shall be treated. 2. Statutory provision. Where an instrument may be construed either as a promissory note or as a bill of exchange, the holder may, at his option, treat it as either. Once the holder makes such a choice, the instrument shall thereafter be treated accordingly. Thus, the law allows the holder to decide the nature of the instrument in cases of ambiguity. 3. Difference between promissory note and bill of exchange. A. Promissory note. A promissory note contains a promise to pay, is made by the maker, and involves two parties, namely the maker and the payee. For example, the statement, "I promise to pay B 10,000 rupees, constitutes a promissory note. B. Bill of exchange. A bill of exchange contains an order to pay and is drawn by the drawer directing the drawee, involving three parties, namely the drawer, drawee, and payee. For example, the words, "Pay B 10,000 rupees, constitute a bill of exchange, and if an instrument includes elements of both a promise and an order, ambiguity may arise." 4. Holder's right of election. Section 17 confers an important right by granting the holder the discretion to determine how the instrument shall be treated. The holder may elect to treat it either as a promissory note or as a bill of exchange, and this choice rests entirely with the holder. 5. Finality of the choice. Once the holder elects to treat the instrument in a particular manner, it must thereafter be regarded in accordance with that election. The nature of the instrument becomes fixed from that point onward, and the rights and liabilities of the parties are determined on the basis of that classification. The holder cannot subsequently alter the classification after having made the election. 6. Legal significance of Section 17. This provision is important because it prevents disputes arising from technical drafting defects and protects the commercial utility of negotiable instruments. It ensures that minor drafting irregularities do not invalidate the instrument and thereby upholds the principles of negotiability and certainty. Without this safeguard, ambiguous instruments could create confusion regarding enforcement and liability. 7. Impact on liability. The classification affects the number of parties involved, the requirement of acceptance in the case of a bill of exchange, the nature of liability, and the remedies available upon dishonor. Therefore, the holder's election directly determines the legal consequences arising from the instrument. For more details, contact us.